Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Priya Maikande. I'm a one-stroke certified instructor. Today I'll be demonstrating how to paint ceramics. And before that, I would like to introduce myself and give a little information about my background. If you are somewhere nearby, in any whichever place you're watching from, type in your name and where you are from so that I know about you. And welcome to my channel. Um, So basically, I paint on a different variety of surfaces like glass paintings, um, fabric paintings, silk paintings. I'll show you some of the examples, and we'll go from there. Okay. So as this is my first YouTube live YouTube uh, session, I'll try to do the best I can. So some of the bottles, if you go to my channel and view the videos, you'll see a lot of bottle paintings. So I'll show you some of the examples of the bottle paintings which I've been painting before. This is some of the examples. You can paint sunflowers on bottles, and this is another one, painting flowers. And I also have videos of how you can put the lights in it and then paint those strokes. There's another one, daffodils on wine bottles. So like this, I have many of the YouTube videos if you go through my channel. And these can also be used for decorative purposes with lights, or you can also use it as oil or pourers, vinegar, oil pourers, and any other kind of kitchen use. So those are some of the examples of my bottles, and I'll also show you some of the fabric paintings which I've done before. So I'm going to switch to the other camera, the bottom part of it. So let's see this. Here, these are some of the fabric paintings I've done. If you're interested in like if you want to know more about these, you can just text it in the comments so that I can make videos for these kind of paintings also. So these are some of the fabric paintings. I've also done it on t-shirts, and this is a pillow cover. So, and this is one kind of painting. So I do bottle paintings, I can do fabric paintings, and I also do silk paintings. So silk paintings, I'll show you some examples of my silk paintings. And if you are interested and you want to know more about it, comment in the text in the comment, write down in the comment box, and then I'll start making videos for those also. So this is our silk paintings on silk using using dyes. I use French DuPont dyes and red label dyes from Dharma Trading. There's another kind of silk. These are Zostava flowers painted on silk. These are pure silk. There's a long scarf. If you are interested in these, let me know, and I'll make videos for that. Right now I have only bottle painting videos on my channel, so let me know what your interests are, and based on the number of requests, I'll start making videos for these. These are some of the some more of them. These are all silk paintings on silk scarves. And as I've already told you about the bottles I've painted, this is my favorite one. I have some videos I think I have this also on my channel. So if anybody's interested, they can go back and watch those videos of how to paint on these bottles and wine glasses also. This is an example of a wine glass. So let's start with today's session. I'll be painting on ceramics. I hope you all can hear me properly. If anybody is out there, can you please text if you can hear me well? Hello, Gilbert. So let's get it ready. I'm going to shift the camera to the project area. So these are ceramic blocks which I got from Home Depot. You can also get from Lowe's or any other place. These are 4 by 4 inch size. I have the blank ones here. The paints I'll be using are okay. Let me just check if oh, thank you, Gilbert. I was a little confused. I was not sure whether people can hear me. So people who are watching later, let me know in comments what you would like to learn later for the next class, whether you wanted fabric paintings or silk paintings or more wine bottle paintings. I'm going to continue again now. So for these, I'm going to use multi-surface paints. I'm using the colors red, blue, yellow, black, white, and then brown. I'm going to also use orange. So mostly orange will be a more in this because it's the theme is Thanksgiving. I'm going to use these. And for most of it, I'll be using a filbert brush and a round brush and a flat brush in some cases. And so I might also use a scruffy brush. This is called a scruffy brush, which is used for pouncing for the sunflowers and other parts. I'm using a number 8 filbert brush. This is the difference between a flat brush and a filbert brush is here it's flat and this is going to be a round shape. So round shape makes it easier for us to do the corners for the pumpkins. So let's start with the classes. I'm going to start with the pumpkin. Let me pick up some paints. I'm taking orange and yellow. I'll also have some black in case I need it for the other colors. Okay, so let's start with orange, yellow, and a little of the red. So if you already are well versed in painting, you might directly draw the pumpkin on the surface. But for the people who are have difficulty in painting a pumpkin, I'm going to use a small cutout of a oval. So this can be done by using any kind of a spoon. So I'll show you what I did with this. I used this measuring spoon which I had. And then I drew the circle halfway around and then turn it upside down here and then fill it up. So this gives an oval shape and then if you can see the oval shape here. And then you cut it out and use it for the pumpkins. So that's how I made this piece of cardboard piece. Now you place it in such a place that you have some place up and below. And the first one I'm going to draw with a pencil mark for you. Once you have the first circle, move the shape a little to the side and then draw the next one. Okay, do that on either side. You want a light color, but you don't want to make it too dark. And then the next layer, you're going to make it very close to the first layer. Let me bring the video closer. Okay, now it's closer. So the next one will be next to it, but very close to it, so that the width of it is small. You see? Let me finish this side also, and then I'll show it with a closer video. So now if you see here, this is broader, the next one is closer, and the last one is very close. So once this is done, we are going to paint this yellow first, and then we'll add the orange. So you can mix, I'm going to mix yellow and orange a little to get a light orangish color. Then I'm going to mix the whole colors, and then I'm going to dip a little of the orange on one side to get the border. So mix yellow and orange to get a mix of mixed color, and then on the side you load the orange just on one side. Now you can start from this area and then go along the side and finish. That's one stroke. Again double load both to make an orange color, and side load with orange. Then do the next one, then next one. Okay, similarly I'm going to do it again. Mix yellow and orange again, and side load with just the orange, so that you get a little darker shade on the side. And then I'm going to press and lift it, just side loading again, so that I get just the orange part. Then press and lift it again, pressing it and lifting it. See, and also turn the brush so that you can do the bottom part. And the center area, you can take a little of yellow and fix it. You want more yellow in the center so that it looks like it's a 3D shape. And whenever you paint on ceramics or glass, you give it a light touch. You don't have to press too hard. If you press too hard, it's going to lift up the paint. Once this is done, I'll leave it for drying for a few minutes. If there's any corrections you need to do for the shape, you can just do it lightly. Later on, when it dries, we can add a little more of the yellow. While it's drying, let's do the leaf, maple leaf. So this can be done in two different ways. I'm going to use a flat brush for that. These are Donna Dubry's brushes. They're very good. I can put the link for you to get the brushes from their website also. I'm going to use this flat brush. So what basically we'll be doing it is, I'm going to draw the, let me take a pencil. So for the maple leaves, what we do is we draw one straight line. I'll use a marker because it's too dull. So we draw one straight line and we'll be drawing next two lines smaller and next two lines a little smaller. So from here, what we do is we think of there's a V here and a bigger V and a bigger V and then a dot. So when we draw the stroke, we're going to do up, then up, then up, and then join it here. Same way, up, up, and then join it here. Again a V, a broader V, still a bigger V, and then a dot on the top. So go up like this, that will be the stroke. And again here, a V here, a V, and you can stop at this point. You don't need to have three levels. And then these will be joined. So you get combined. When you paint it, you paint all this together. I'm going to follow the same thing onto the tile. So first what you do is, I'm going to draw it in pencil because if you do it in marker, then it's going to be permanent. So have a straight line here. And at this point, somewhere down, you want a little area for the at the bottom for the stem. And I'm going to draw two leaves, two veins, and then two more veins like this. These are shorter, these are a little longer, and this will be the longest one. The same way I'll just do one and then I'll do the others freehand. So this is one V, you're going to have another V, a broader V, and then a dot. And then from here you go up and then come up to the point. Up, up, and come up to the point. Now, if you don't know, if you're having difficulty, I'm going to go show the stroke. And if you have the difficulty doing it, you can just fill it up with the paint. So for this, I'm going to fill it up with paint, and here I'm going to do the strokes. So let me just maybe draw this V for you to know where and how I'm doing it. Okay. The same way, I'm going to mix yellow and orange. Let me use a smaller brush, smaller filbert brush. I'm going to mix yellow and orange and then paint this area. So this is one way, you can just paint it up and leave it. So that's why you see, you can see the veins here. We are going to draw veins in a darker color, so it's okay if it is being visible. Okay. Now I'll show you how to do it with a brush. Let me use a flat brush. I'm double loading with yellow and orange. So let me do this. I'm going to add yellow and orange together because it's too light. So this will be the first color. And then I'm side loading with orange. That is just dipping the side with orange and then blending it. I'll add a little of the red also to make it a little darker. So orange and yellow on one side and a red on the other side. Blend it properly, and when you're ready, with the red facing up and with your brush on the bottom line, you're going to go up and then go, press down and then go up, press down and then do it this way. I'll turn the tile so that it's easier to paint, and then now from here again I'm going to do the same thing. Go up, come down, go up, down and then join this. See, the double loading makes it more nice. Again I'm going to double load with yellow and orange to get a good color, and then on one side I'm going to load the red. I'll do the same. Okay, so to make it consistent, I'm going to have this one also. I'm going to do the same thing. If not, if you can also use a liner, use the red, load the red and then draw the outline. Okay, but to make it all consistent, I'm going to use the same method. Red and orange on one side, then join these up and then left. Do it on either side, up. Okay, now finally we have two more of this here. Again double load and then single load with the red on one side. Same thing I'm going to do, up, then these are going to be smaller leaves on the side. That's half the leaf and then the rest of it is here. See, the brush had this effect and it came out, so I'm going to fix it. I moved it up, I messed it up, so let me fix it. See that you don't, when the paint is still wet, you don't touch that. So now I'm going to fix that by going over it. Okay. Again, this is, I'm fixing that mistake. So while it is wet, try to do it once it's dry. Okay. Now the centers we are going to blend it together. Okay. And at the bottom I'm going to extend it a little. Now once it's dry, we can add the veins. For the third part of it, let me see. Okay, Gilbert, these are not glazed actually. They are like a matte finish. They don't have a glossy finish. There are tiles with glossy finish also, but that is not useful for this one. In case if you have the glossy finish and it doesn't stick properly, you can use a medium. It's like these. I have the matte medium. So if you use this a little on top, a layer on top of it, it will stick properly. So the next one is going to be, we'll come back and do the final touches for all the ones which I've done. Let's do the other two. For the turkey, what you can do for the bottom part is you can use the same, you can use any of these paint bottles to get a shape of a circle, and then I'll extend it and I'll extend the sides to make it an oval shape. So see, when you keep the bottle on top, see that there is some gap at the bottom for the for the legs. So with this over here, I'm going to draw a circle. Just a small gap is enough for the bottom. Okay. You don't want it as a circle, you want it little oval, but then when you're painting it, we can paint that oval. And then on top of it, I'm going to draw a small circle for the head. Then once this is drawn, you also want to add a couple of lines. This will be the first line for the feathers. That will be one feather, and you want to add another feather on either side. And then one more feather over here. We'll just add 5, and then in between we are going to add more. So, and then we'll add the legs here. Now for this, it's easier to use a filbert brush. Filbert brush is the brush with a round edge. Let me pick it up. This is the brush. It's easier to use this brush for this work. I'm going to wash my brush and wipe it on a paper towel. By the way, I have water here to wash my brushes. So that's what I'm doing on the side. Now I'm going to use brown. Actually, this is burnt sienna. I like this color more than brown. So I'm picking up the burnt sienna color and painting the circle. Usually when I buy this, the first time before painting, you can just wipe it with alcohol wipes, so that if there is any dust particles on the tiles, it will be removed. So you can use any kind of alcohol wipes, or just, okay, I'll show you one of this is 70% alcohol. You can use a small cotton or any other kind of fabric or a small piece of cloth, and wipe off all the tiles before starting to paint. If you don't have these if you don't have alcohol, you can just use fabric with water, wash it in soap, and wipe it off. I have this brown now. I'm going to continue. You can turn it around. I'm also going to use the same thing and do the top part. Sometimes you might have to you might have to apply 2 coats for this. Now I'm going to use the same brush and add different colors. I'm going to use the blue, red and green. So with the same brush, wipe off the brush and I'm going to pick up the red, blue and green. So first I'll pick up the red and you are going to just press down and lift it up. I'm showing the easiest way of doing it. Instead of double loading, you can just do this. It's easier. Red. And then wipe off the brush. I'm picking up blue. Then on either side, I'm going to put blue. Wipe off the brush and then pick up green. On either side, I'm putting green. So if the color is too transparent, you can add 2 layers. I'm going to leave it to dry for a few minutes and then we'll add the yellow colors in between. See, when it is wet, if you apply it, it's going to lift it up. So wait for it to dry and use light pressure. I'm going to fix this red a little. You have to make it a little higher and then go. It has to go behind the head. So once this is dry, I'm going to put a little of the. Actually, I can as well put it now. I'm going to put a little of the orange, brown over it so that it goes behind. And then we'll add the yellow once this is dry. So meanwhile, I can also add the black wherever it's required. For that, I'm going to use a round brush. It is a number 1 round brush. Number 1, this one, I'm going to dip it in black. I have black on the side. Then add 2 legs. And then feet like this. I'll move this aside because the screen is I need some space here. So this is done. Now I'm going to pick up the same black and add some surface here so that it looks like it's on the surface, standing on a surface. Okay. We'll also let it dry for a few minutes, then we'll add that. But meanwhile, let's take the pumpkin. And then for this, we need to add the this stem here. So you draw a circle, half circle like this, and then pull a stem up. I'm going to also add a leaf. This looks to be smaller than this side, so I'm going to make this a little bigger. For that, I'll double load orange and yellow, and then side load as we did before. So this seems to be a little big. I want it to be a little broader so that it's same on either side. So anytime there is you feel that it's not proper, you can just fix it. Now it looks more equal. Okay, so the next one, let's see if this one is already dry. Meanwhile, for this, what we can do is with the liner brush, or you can use a marker and you can draw the veins in between. I'll just use the liner brush, and then from the center I'm going to draw lines. So you see there's a small orange here. We can wipe it off with alcohol wipes. And I will also do the bottom part of it. You can also extend it down, but I feel this is fine. We'll leave it as it is. So that one is done. Now let's do a little of this one. I'm going to pick up the same brush, wipe it off. I try to not use water for any of these. Now with yellow, I'm going to add yellow in between here. And I'll use a smaller brush. I'm wiping off my small round brush. I'll add a little more of yellow. And then fill up this area to make one more wing here in between feather, sorry, wing. It's a feather, okay. Again the same way here. I'm picking up the green, so I'm wiping it off and then using it again. You don't want any of the white to be seen in between. You can as well go back and paint the other ones also a little more. When this is done, see to it that it comes as a circular way, in a circular shape. Okay. I think this is dry, so I'm going to add a little of the white. With the round brush, same thing. I'm going to add two big eyes for this. So I have a I'm going to add two of these eyes. Okay, so I'm back here. With white, just white, and then I'm adding two big circles towards the center of the face. Okay, and with yellow, I'm going to add a triangle below it. Then once this is dry, I'm going to add black dot. Let me see if I can just add a black dot and finish it off. Okay, so that's done. Now let's do the other one, and I'll come back and add the dots around it. For this, I'm using a flat brush. I'm washing and wiping it with a paper towel. For the center, we're going to do the sunflower. There are two ways. One is the easier way where you can just draw the petals and fill it up, and the other way is using one stroke technique. I will show you both of them. For that, I'm going to use a scruffy brush. This is a scruffy brush. If you don't have a scruffy brush, you can use any worn out brush, which is not good, that can also be used instead of this. So for the centers, I'm going to use brown, and I'm going to mix brown and black a little to make it a darker color. So the easiest way is tapping and making a circle at the center. If there is excess, you can wipe it off and then leave it. So you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, because once we draw the petals, we are coming back and doing the same thing again. Now using a flat brush, I'm double loading with yellow and orange. And then you can draw a leaf like this. I have two lines like a triangle, and then press down and lift it. Okay, if this is, you can try to practice it, and if it's not coming out, what you can do is you can as well add it a different way. I'm going to show it on this one. Tap it. Okay, there is some mark here, so I'll take out a different one. Let's do this one. And then with just using a filbert brush or a flat brush, I'm going to pick up orange, mix it with yellow, and then I'm going to draw a leaf like this. Okay. Once you draw it with orange or yellow mixed with orange, then you can also add another layer with just orange, and that makes it brighter. So once this is dry, I'm going to add orange petals in between. That is an easier way of doing it. But if you know one stroke technique and if you want to do it or if you want to learn one stroke, this is just how it is done. We pick up yellow on one side, orange on the other side, blend the two colors and then mark a V, press on that and then lift it to a sharp edge. Every time, for every 2-3 petals, you load the brush and you can do it again and again. But it's easy to do it. You need to practice a little, then you can do it. There are a lot of videos available in my channel and also in Donna Duberry's channel. She's a one-stroke certified, she's a teacher who teaches everybody. Okay. Once this is done, I'm going to tap it again with the same scruffy brush. Tap the centers so that all the point where the leaves, the petals meet the center, you want to go over it again. So this is how you double load and do it. If that is not easier, you can do this way also. Just paint it with yellow first and then pick up orange and then in between you draw the orange petals. You need to just have a light touch. Don't press it too hard because when you press it too hard, it will lift up the paint. Now I'm going to pick up a little of the green and paint leaves on all the sides, on the 4 sides first. And then in between, it's just an accent to make it look better. While we have the green, I'm going to check if we need green on any other place. Okay, I'm going to add green for these also. Mix green with a little of yellow to make it a lighter color. You can just add the same green. I'm just adding it 3 lines. So that finishes that the maple leaf and this flower. And for these two, okay, let's also do the same thing for this one. I'm just picking up green and adding it on all the sides. Okay. Now for these two, what I'm going to do is add a couple of dots for the orange. For the pumpkin, I'm going to put a base. And with the same, I'm going to use the back of the brush, dip it in black and then add some dots. So when you tap it at a different point without loading, the size varies. So some are small, some are big. That's how you want it. So that's one way of doing it. The same thing I'm going to do for this. For this I'm going to use all the different colors. Let's do red, couple of dots with red, and then wipe off the brush. This is the back of the brush I'm using, and a couple of greens. And then I'll do the blue. So that finishes the four. So this is a pumpkin. Let me see. Okay. This is the pumpkin. This is the turkey, maple leaf, and the flowers. Okay. So once this is dry, let it dry for a couple of days, and then you can varnish it. So for varnishing it, you can use a gloss varnish. Any brand is okay, or you can use Mod Podge. I usually prefer Mod Podge. 1 or 2 layers of Mod Podge will be good. It is, when you apply it, it's going to be like a foggy color. It's non-transparent, but once it dries, it becomes transparent. So that will be good. It will protect it. And for the bottom, so that it doesn't scratch the surface, we can add these self-adhesive stickers. Uh, I'll put a link to it. You can get it in Amazon also. So these have backing. You can take it out and stick it to the four corners. Let me take this one, and you can stick it to the four corners. These are bigger sizes. You can get smaller sizes and apply it on all the four sides. In that way, it doesn't scratch the surface. I need to remove the backing. I'm trying to do it. Okay. I'll add one more. So these are the backings. Let me remove it. These are called self-adhesive backings. You get many in a pack, so that's useful. You can use it for all of the surfaces. This prevents from scratching. Okay, I got it up. So you could put 4 of them on all 4. You get smaller sizes also. That will be better also. And then you can apply on this. So this doesn't scratch the surface. You can use it for on the dining tables and anywhere else also. So once it's dry, we'll apply a layer of Mod Podge. I won't be doing it now. You can do it later, because right now I painted it. That seals it, so that when you keep hot coffee or hot tea or anything, it's going to not affect it. So I see there is a delay. Okay, so let's see. All this 4 is done. So this completes the today's project. If you have any questions or doubts, you can just text in the group, in the comment section. Let me go back to my screen, phone. Okay. So this is done. I've already shown you some of my other projects which I've done, like the bottles, and these are lighted bottles. I also have videos of where to buy the lights and how to put it. So you can check out the channel and subscribe if you haven't. And let me know if you want to um, have more videos on silk paintings or fabric paintings, or more of one stroke technique on bottles and wine glasses. I hope you enjoyed this class. hope I can. Thanks for watching for all the viewers who have been viewing right now and people who will be watching again later. Thank you for coming in and joining and looking at my videos. And hopefully, I'll make some more videos later. If you can comment as to what you would like to see among the bottles or the fabric painting or mostly silk painting, also. If you're interested, let me know and I'll put up more videos. Thank you. Thank you once again and have a good day.